is already recording. Thanks, boy. Thank you. So we have this month, as I mentioned, that this is the Entrepreneurship Month. It's celebrated as such globally. Kusuke kubungazwa ama-entrepreneurs noma entrepreneurship, because the entrepreneurship is a function of an entrepreneur. Uqala ibhizinisi, nabantu abasuke beqala amabhizinisi bephusha umshikashika wokuthi we should start companies and improve the quality of life for our people, make or create wealth, make money, drive our own economic development, and make sure that we participate in my economic structures and in the economy of our countries, different countries, the economy of our continent. We always say this time it will be always good for us to reflect on what is entrepreneurship, to reflect on who is an entrepreneur, to reflect on how do you access opportunities. And as a start, what I always like to refer people to is read what is called the Entrepreneurship Monitor Report, Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Report. It's called GEM report. That report gets published every year. It is having over, I think, 50 countries now participating. South Africa is one of those countries that participate with GEM report. And it's a very, very fantastic study that has been run every year ever since they launched this to determine how countries are doing entrepreneurially and how are we driving our own economic agenda as different countries so that we can really impact the nations and change our economic fortunes. But what we always find is when we are studying and reading about entrepreneurship, we realize that not all people can survive being entrepreneurs. And there is a very slight difference as well between just being a business person as well as an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur requires you to be a risk taker. That's number one. It's the attribute of entrepreneurship. You must be able to be a risk taker. And taking risks, some people's appetite on taking risks is very limited because they like to be in their comfort zones. They like to just, have a salary. And they are comfortable in that, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, we encourage people on this platform to be entrepreneurs and to be creators of products where you are able to sell something, do something that's going to generate money. In actual fact, unfortunately, these days, you cannot survive on one salary. I'm in Eswatini right now because we've been having engagements with the government and entrepreneurs. As you know, we've got our Amandla Omnotho chapter in Eswatini. The purpose is to encourage Emaswati, the Zimbabweans, Ethiopians, all our African brothers and sisters to become part of driving their own economies. This is very important because, as I'm saying, risk-taking is one key attribute. Creativity is another attribute where it says you must be creative. You must come to a point where you are actually saying, I need to create. What is it that is around me that I can work based on to create products? Make an example. For those that are doing milk, just simple thing. If you are doing milk or you are having dairy cows, fact of the matter is you can become entrepreneurial through packaging that milk into a mass and create your own brand. You don't have to rely on these big brands that are out there. Some of you will remember, which we used to have in Komazi, as the main brand. And Nkomazi today is having serious competition. As a matter of fact, for some of us here, Nkomazi like me was a favorite, Masi. But now I'm no longer favoring Nkomazi. You know, instead there is the Amasi that I like. What are they called? Right. There's a kind of Amasi that I like. And that Masi for me makes it far better than Nkomazi. So which means Nkomazi has all of a sudden found a competitor in the fridge. Found a competitor, and that competitor is really giving Nkomazi a run for their money, right? And that is very good because it means we have competition through creativity, through people at Dundee who were able to see a gap and say, the abantu abaningi bayawadla amasi eSouth Africa. And so therefore we've got to create a competition so that sizofaka any brand yamasi. Today, I think you've got over 10 new brands over and above Nkomazi and other brands that we know have been there. So, emphasize that now we're out of your own dairy farming operation. You can create your own products and create an extra product, which is called cheese, on top of just a mass. And you can come up with your own cheese ranges. And then you're an entrepreneur when you start thinking like that, because you realize one thing, that it is important for you to really be there and be actively involved. You know, each time I see trucks on the road, moving, trains, all those things. For me, as an entrepreneur and as a social entrepreneur, that I really get excited to want even to know who is driving these trucks, who is behind, not just a driver, but I mean, who is behind these trucks in terms of ownership? Who controls these goods and that we're seeing moving on the roads? When I see livestock just scattered across the beautiful landscapes, I always ask myself, who controls this? Who is the owner of this? There's a brother who will join us in the future, Mr. Mpofu. I'm working with him. He's producing what we call lots of what we call the chickens, that the inkukhu zesiZulu angazi ngeSiswati nithi inkukhu zesiSwati or amaXhosa azothi inkukhu zesiXhosa. Thina yonke into kwaZulu siyifaka isiZulu phakathi. Inkukhu zesiZulu, utshwala besiZulu. Nani-ke amaXhosa nikhona lapha baproduce inkukhu zesiXhosa. Nani maSwati baproduce inkukhu zesiSwati. So okubalekile ukuthi we've got to come to a point where we are saying we have to make it a point that we own the means of production. Whatever we see driven on the roads, whatever we see as products moving around, we must always ask ourselves, who produces this, and can we be part of it, part of the value chain? Understand, we've got a role to play, or ourselves in this group, right? So this is very important that please, when we come together like this, it's because we have got a community. We want you to know that you've got a community, Amandla Omnotho, that drives Operation Welekhaya, which says, go back, invest at home, find your way back to where you were born, and make sure that you are part of bringing solutions. There are many people who bring problems and complain. We know problems will exist. Problems will always be there in perpetuity. In the Bible, somewhere it says the poor you shall have always. Even the poor in mind, even the poor people who will always think, it doesn't necessarily mean materialistic poor, but people who are just poor in thinking. You will have that. You will have people who are going to be telling you all sorts of stuff that you can't do it. You'll have people who will blame you all the time when you are trying to do something good. You'll have people who are going to be looking nitpicking. You'll have people who are going to suspect you, right? When you become successful. You'll have people who are going to be saying all sorts of things, but do not care about that. Every successful person, unfortunately, get tested by certain things being said, by certain and turn around in our countries, right? We need to change those situations politically and otherwise. But what is important is we ought to make it a point that we don't just blame for the sake of blaming, but we learn. Because on the table there, Johan Rupert owns over 60% of the stuff, from the fork that you are using, if you didn't know, to the table that you are using, he's got some equity in it. To the water that you are using, he's funded some companies. So the blame game, the issue of always trying to blame and criticize, try and learn from other people. And period. If you want to learn and grow, remember yours and my time here on earth is limited. So if you are going to join the band of criticizers, go with it. But if you really want to join the band of people who want to build things, who want to create stuff, who want to see themselves succeeding and going somewhere in life, change your mindset. It's very important. I'm saying this emphatically because it's very easy to criticize and destroy other people and talk about all sorts of things than to build. Here we're about building. And here we're about encouraging one another. Please, let us build. Let's do something. Let's change the status quo. This unemployment, it can change. We can work with government. We can work with anybody that's willing to work with us. We can start things on our own. Nobody should tell us that we can't do it. If you knock on 10 doors, definitely one of them will open. If you knock on 5 and they don't open, keep knocking on other doors. You up to 20, ask somebody. Don't understand as well, with some people aren't going to give you help in any way, right? That understand. There are selfish rich people. They are very altruistic and helpful rich people. You know, these things, they happen, but don't give up hope. That's why of the 8.2 billion people on earth, Babu Matenjwa, you need to create 1,000 jobs. Balu Mvovo Sisi Epotchepstein, you need to create 5,000 jobs. Taibom Zinyan, you need to create 1,000 jobs. Engineer Madela, I'm expecting 10,000 jobs from you, my brother, with all your engineers. And Ubabu Kobu is going to talk to us now about footwear, and other people will be talking. We are expecting you to create 2,000 jobs. This course, Ketiwe Kanyele, 1,000 jobs. Lowe Damien, 5,000 jobs. You know, I can go on and on and on. Mamorin, 5,000 jobs from you. Morini is a former president of Sasol. She's here with us. We want 5,000 vice president of Sasol. 5,000 jobs from you, ma'am. But you've been exposed when I'm expecting 5,000 jobs from you. Balenhle Motuping, 10,000 jobs. Minenhle Cele, 5,000 jobs. Mlule Cele, 5,000 jobs. Mamutamar, 6,000 jobs. Tracy, 7,000 jobs. I can go on and on and on. For each and every one of you, we need jobs. Brazix, we need 7,000 jobs. Zippo, Vusmus, Eastern Cape, 5,000 jobs, my brother. Unlimited solutions, unlimited number of jobs. So that's what we need from each one of you, because we believe in you. We know you can do this thing. And we're so excited and always humbled to have entrepreneurs who are consistent and say, we're never going to give up no matter what. And this is exactly what we're about here, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I said, let me just open up that and give you a bit of stats as well, and something that I think is very important, which I'd like to share with you in terms of the what we call the statistics around what happens in the industry of the 21 countries that have the highest cattle population. beef production, right? This is a report I received today, very, very interesting, that hundreds of billions of people around the world eat beef daily, right? I can share this report in the group. According to Statistica, the global beef industry was valued at $395 billion in 2021. The industry is projected to grow by to $604 billion by 2029. In the same vein, the dairy industry was valued at $827 billion in 2020 and is expected now to grow to $1.1 trillion by 2026 in just a year and a half time. That is how big this industry is expected to grow, which is very phenomenal. So these are stats that drive us as a science of economics, which is supposed to help us project and participate in whatever sector. The population of the world is growing more than it is, more than death rate, which means there are more people being born than people who die, such that at every minute, you've got 6 people who are born and you've got 2 people or so who die. That means there are more people who are born on earth than people who are dying. So that's very important for us because that means economics in its own right. Just listen to this, which is so interesting as facts for me. 11 African countries with the highest population of cattle. I've got our brothers from Ethiopia who are here on this meeting. Ethiopia produces 70.3 heads of cattle per annum. Chad, 32 million heads of cattle. Sudan, 32 million as well, which is 31.8. Tanzania, 28.3 million cattle. Kenya, 21.7 million. Nigeria, 20.7 million. It's very interesting that Nigeria has got 220 or so million people, but the head of cattle is very, very low. And we were speaking on our radio Kozi this past Wednesday, talking about what Nigeria is doing, which is so good that we need to learn from. Uba Alego Dangote, we're hoping to invite him next year to our biggest conference, which I'm going to talk about at the end of this session. He has entered fully into the space of agriculture. Right now, as we speak, he's started the huge industry of tomato and is doing exceptionally well, replacing $360 or so million of money that would go to China otherwise for tomato that they will be importing. That is very commendable because over $60 billion Africa spent getting a lot of goods and products agriculturally from abroad. Interestingly, in countries with 4 months of sort of like summer, Europe, we are buying things from there. So we need to change. So Niger gets 16.1 million, Uganda, 15.5 million heads of cattle, South Sudan, 13.8, Mali, 12.5, and South Africa, 12.3 million heads of cattle. I can tell you those heads of cattle, by and large, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt, over 90% or 95% of them are produced by big commercial white farmers. And we are not anywhere ourselves. What I see the nyama, the go garant. Singamakhoza, njengami. Abanye phakathi kwethu sidla kakhulu inyama, but we're not producing. And we must change that, ladies and gentlemen. And then 10 African countries with highest beef production volume. South Africa has highest beef production volume, even though it's number 11. It's got 1 million metric tons of beef. Tanzania, 486 metric tons, and so is Chad. For whatever reason, South Africa is producing a lot of metric ton big volume. This is according to stats, which is so interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted just to excite and activate our entrepreneurship sense in terms of what we need to be doing and to changing our status as a people of the South and the people of the African continent. So I've opened up today's session to get you to talk about whatever else that you're doing. You'd probably want to share with us your business just for taking about a minute or two, but I'm going to give for the start 5 minutes to one of our low-key speaker, who I said he must just take these 5 minutes and talk to us about what he does. And we'll just have an open discussion, ladies and gentlemen, as a community to encourage one another and see, what is it that we can do to change our status quo. I've got Mr. Goba, a great, great man who has done tremendous amount of work. Mr. Koba has single-handedly helped us create our company. We've got a footwear company called Lighthouse that we started 3 years ago in Stenga, KwaZulu-Natal, currently producing, because of the challenges, about 500 shoes a day, and it's going to grow to over 1,000 very soon. Mr. Koba put that up for us, and he is now extending into Eswatini, among other countries. He's an expert in this field, and I highly, highly respect him. And he has actually created his own brand, which is what we love a lot, SA2 Shoes. Last year, I bought shoes for over 120 kids at Eshowe because I saw a lot of kids walking without shoes. And it reminded me of myself when I was young, because I started having the shoes Western 3, which is grade 5. And Nakona, it was secondhand shoes that were worn by white boys in Durban. And I used to, my aunt, because she was working there with my grandmother, Manchangas, they actually brought that for us to wear. And the Zazing Shisa, Nani, Polisha, Vaselina, was just computer lapo, computer Luguti, Ubanu Bonega cool. So I really bought these top quality shoes from Mr. Koba to give to those kids. And I'm encouraging you, please, I've never seen such top quality shoes at such a very cheap price if you compare them to the prices of the big shops. And Mr. Koba, this platform is yours to take, my brother, to tell us what can people do and what are you doing. Just give us a brief about yourself and your shoes and tell us how people can get a hold of you. Tracy is here for those who would like to make some orders, but over to you, Mr. Koba.
Good evening, President and Amandla Omnotho family. I hope everybody can hear me. Is everybody can hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead, my brother.
Awesome, thank you. All right, now my name is Tulani Koba. I'm based in Durban, in Marine Hill. So maybe just give a bit of about me, about the business that I do, as Unonkos have introduced me. I've been in the shoe industry for about 26 years now. But from the 26 years, I had an opportunity to run my own business, which I was actually making shoes for Bata, the Toughies. So which I actually produced it for 10 years. So that was since 2009 until 2019. That's when I was doing manufacturing Toughies. So basically, I was subcontracted by Bata. So I was doing work for them, and then I would cut, stitch, and make, and they would complete the rest. So in 2018, I just think about that we don't have black manufacturers of school shoes in particular, especially looking at the people that I was working with. All the subcontractors for Bata at the time, or even now, are Indians. I think there was only one white man. So, and I just realized that I'm the only black person that's actually doing school shoes for Bata. But I cannot understand that why we cannot make our own school shoes as black people, you know. So in 2018, and I saw a need that we need to start our own brand, you know, which we're gonna be identified with, you know, and that's when SA2 School Shoes was born. But I had some few challenges to get it going, because I think as I was working with Bata, there were some information that were leaked through their main head office that I'm thinking of starting my own brand. I think 2 months later, then obviously they terminated the contract. I'm assuming that maybe they thought it was a conflict of interest, but at the time it was just I just realized, okay, that I'm not gonna just forget about the dream that we want black people to own a school shoe brand. So I had some few challenges 2 years later after they terminated the contract. Then I decided, no, okay, I have to work hard and to get this brand back on track. So fast forward in 2022, then we reintroduced SA2 School Shoes. Remember now in the period when they took the work away, so I lost quite a lot of machines which I cannot be able to produce at the time, produce my own shoes. So, but then I said, okay, let me just restart everything. Let me just rebrand the city school shoes so that it can be appealing to the public out there. But the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, what I wanted to, the school shoes, there's so many of them in the market. There's different brands. But when you look at them, they're more similar in terms of price. So when I introduced school shoes, a set of brand, I wanted to solve a problem. And the biggest problem was how can we get a quality shoe with an affordable price? Because all the shoes, when you look at it now, you can go as far as 450, 500 rand a pair. And then, which for me, I thought it was ridiculous. Even still now, I think it's ridiculous, this price that they're charging. So the question
Mr. Goba, can you still hear me, Mr. Goba, or am I the only one with the problem? Mr. Goba is frozen. Mr. Goba, you have really, really frozen, my brother. We lost you. It would seem everybody can't hear you. As we are waiting, Mr. Goba. Mr. Goba?
Yeah, I'm back. Yes?
Yeah, please, yeah.
I'm back.
Go ahead.
All right. About I don't know what happened. I think the network just went off there while I was talking. Yeah. All right. Okay. No, just a quick one. As I said, I was trying to solve the problem, and the biggest problem was to see how we can produce an affordable school shoes at a reasonable price. So, how can you do that? When you look at most of the brands, the big brands, your Bata, your Buccaneers, and all other big brands of school shoes, they actually manufacture school shoes for their brand, and they don't sell it direct to end users. Then they will look for the distributors or wholesalers who's gonna sell their product. So they will then sell it to the wholesaler, distributor, and then the distributor will be looking for retailers, and the retailer then will look for the end users, which is your Pep, your Jet, you name it, all these other retailers. So in actual fact, when you look at this steps that's going through the process before the shoes can go to the end user, these people are all adding markup. So as I said, we said, okay, we don't want to do that. We don't want to produce the shoes and sell it direct to customers, because in that way we can cut a lot of middlemen in between. So that's what we are currently doing at the moment, where we produce our shoes and then we sell it direct to public. And we are doing that because, especially with Black people, we are realizing that it's very difficult. When you look at the school uniform, the prices and everything else, just the cost of living is very high. So if you can try to do that, and then I think we'll be trying to reduce the burden from the parents not to buy a uniform at a higher price, especially the school shoes. That's what we are focusing at the moment. So we are now producing, at the moment, because this is our first year, we just turned 1 year at the end of August of our brand. I think that 1 year that we have started, it's going very well, and then the public out there is very happy with our brand. We got 0.10% of return so far. Our brand is made like any other brand in terms of material. The leather that we use is the same leather that Bata uses, the same leather that Buccaneer uses, and all other general leather school shoes. We use the same PVC that they're using. We're using the same lining. The only difference with SH, which I think is a game changer, is that our shoes come up with a comfort sock. The comfort sock is that thing that is going inside the shoe with the name of the brand or the name of the shoe. But our one is thicker because we wanted to make sure that our children, when they're wearing essential school shoes, they're feeling comfortable. And because they walk mostly long distances, so they don't feel like at the end of the day they have to just take out the shoes and carry it because it's not comfortable. So that's the most important thing that we featured in our shoes. So as I said, the problem that we want to solve is to have a good quality shoes at an affordable price. So we've got a very good prices that we actually offering Amandla Omnotho family. It doesn't matter where you are. Through President, is that I said to him that I want to offer Amandla Omnotho a special price for school shoes, especially this season until the end of December. We're selling all our shoes only on Amandla Omnotho audience or members is 220 rand. All the shoes that we are offering, you know, it doesn't matter the size, it's 220 flat. Why we're doing that is because I'm also a part of Amandla Omnotho, and the only way we can start doing this is us supporting each other. So we as a business say, this is the price that we can offer our own, but we are selling our shoes from 250 right up until 200 rand. So if you look at it, there's a difference of about 50 rand or 70 rand that you can actually save, you know, when you buy through Amandla. So how are we going to do that? If you say, for example, you need to buy a pair of shoes through Amandla Omnotho, you then have to contact the office. I think Nonkos will then give you the details. They will then place an order through there so that we do a level of a control there so that we deliver in Joburg or wherever, and then people can get their shoes. Another thing is important now that as it's now November, middle of November, just over middle of November, that people should learn to buy uniform earlier to avoid the rush. And I know in January, people will then ask us to send shoes, you know, in their convenience time, but then sometimes we find out we run out of stock. We're still a new brand, so we don't have a big capital to actually store a lot of shoes, you know, for December rush. So we're saying people, they must start buy now, and then so that they can avoid all the rush in January. And also, the brand, because it's still new, we have seen a rise on sales, especially this particular month. You know, we never sold 500 pairs in a day, you know, for the longest time. You know, we've been averaging 200 or 300. So it means now things are growing very well. People now starting understanding the brand. So apart from getting the shoes from Amandla Omnotho, we also have a shop, online shop now that you can also buy through there. But we don't encourage Amandla Omnotho people to buy through online because you pay 90 rand for a transport and things like that. So then I prefer that you buy through Amandla Omnotho offices, you know, or platform. And also, that is just helping people who are away from where we are, but we deliver countrywide, and our shoes going even in Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Gauteng, you know, all over KZN. So we are everywhere. And if you can also follow us on our Facebook page, which is SA to School Shoes, that also follow us there, tag us, and then we really appreciate. And I think that's about me, Nonkos, for now, unless if there's any question regarding our brand. But we are very proud of being Black, and then this is a Black-owned brand. You know, it's not a brand that was generated to compete. It's a brand that we wanted to be part of the economy and then also have a market share. And I'm telling you, in the next 5 years, I think we'll be taking about 25% of the market share of the school shoes with the intervention that we have put in, especially in marketing and things like that. Nonkos are talking about creating jobs, 100%. You know, I always say this, that if we can support each other as Black people, you just need 100,000 pairs, in each province to set up a shoe factory. And that shoe factory can do 500 pairs every day for 10 months in a year, and then employing about 50 to 60 people. Now, can you imagine if you can have 9 provinces, and then each province got a school shoe factory or a shoe factory that employing 50 people and supplying their own province. I know that 100,000 is nice. We have millions and millions of people in each province. So, but just as a minimum, so say if we can have 100,000 pairs in each and every province supporting a state. A state can set up a factory in Gauteng, can set up a factory in Eastern Cape, can set up a factory everywhere to support their own. Thank you very much for that opportunity, of course.
Thank you. I know when passion takes over, Jangaza, you can talk, and this is very, very interesting. Thank you, Mfowethu. Tracy, tell us, how do people get hold of you so that they can place orders?
Good evening, everyone. I'll put my email here on the chat box so that we can place the orders in my number. If you'd like to order, please do contact me and we can take it from there. Thank you so much.
Okay. No, thanks, Tracy. I think that is perfect. So please check the chat box. But just do recite it, Tracy, because sometimes some people just want to write. Just recite it, please.
No problem, Nongosi. My email is tracyrain@gmail.com, and my number is 078-106-7322. I've put it on the chat box as well. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the people who are supposed to create jobs, there's a brother I'm traveling with, Mr. Velas, and he is very grumpy that I didn't tell the world that he must create jobs. So Bongani Velas, we need 5,000 jobs from you. Thank you so much. Can we get anybody else that would like to share something? He was our main speaker, Ubaba Jangaza, but just for 2 minutes, if you've got something to say, just raise your hand electronically, and just tell us about your business and whatever else. And I'm very happy that I'm seeing about Mr. Mandela. We last year, part one, we were launching at your invite, sir. I was honored to be a guest speaker together with our former Statistician General. And then we were launching the Engineering League of Progress. And with one of our guests who has graced this platform, a childhood friend of mine, Baba Nkosnati Kumalo, who coincidentally is in Eswatini. We're going to see each other very soon after this meeting. And I'm so happy that he joined. Thank you, Slomo. He's going to come to us at some point and talk to us about his work as well as the engineering field. This gentleman employs hundreds of people, works throughout the continent. I've always said this without buying his eyes, that he's such an entrepreneur who does not leave no stone unturned. He is into farming. He uses every sport, everything. Like I said, you've got to have multiple streams of income if you are living in this day and age. So thanks, Mashobane. I really want to engage with you after this, because together with many of your engineers, your ilk need to really join us and help us drive economic growth. Unlimited Solutions and Zakes, 2 minutes each. Over to you. Let's start with Unlimited Solutions. Your name, your business, what you want to say to us. Unmute Unlimited Solutions. And let us see your face, please, if it's possible. Okay, Zakes, over to you. Unmute and give us your take. We'll come back to Unlimited Solutions.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kaba and Mr. Esetsu, for the wonderful opportunity to present to us about the manufacturing shoes that you are doing for our country. And I think this is a good opportunity for all of us as Black people. As even Mr. Kaba indicated, which I think poverty is a reality whereby a lot of kids or abazali, they are struggling to buy shoes that will be affordable for abantwana. So that made me to think, Uguti, Mr. Esetsu, how is your marketing strategy? Because I think if we can be, or rather, if you can be aggressive in marketing, then we can be able to at least maybe put out, if not Tafi's brand, because if I'm just thinking of your marketing strategy. How can we make your shoes to be famous in the 9 provinces of our country? Because at the end of the day, it's cheap and it's affordable and it's quality. And because of they don't have enough cash, they will be able to budge into that. So I'm kind of curious to know, how is your marketing strategy, and see how we can be aggressive and make sure that your brand is growing to all these 9 provinces in the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zakes. Mr. Goba, take note of that. You'll come back later to deal with those questions that may be directed to you. I'm very excited to hear another person in this group just asking, how can we assist your brand? Unlimited Solutions.
No, I hope everyone is well. Ngikhona kaphela ngicela ngiyajabula ukuzifaka ukucela ividiyo ngokwamanje. Sengibonakele ukuthi ngiyaphila. I'm not a ghost.
Thank you.
Yes, Baba. Unlimited Solution, it's a company that was established in 2013. It is a gateway yabantu to the unlimited solutions. Njengoba igama lisho lithi unlimited solution. The purpose of this company was to bring change in people's lives, not only in a particular space, but in all spheres of their life. It has been structured. I started it a long time ago. This company will conduct research, will investigate research and test our program, our platform, and see once we use our own money. We don't ask anyone else's money to test the program or the platform. They are going to be beneficial to the users or to the clients. After we've done that, and then we display them or our advertiser Loma program now. We provide a proven system only that will help you to add income in your pocket. Abantu abaningi they understand what are those. It's not limited to the but we assist abantu in their finances, how to structure their finances. We also assist abantu how to pay a bond, make a solution, a limited solution. It also help abantu how to pay bond. We know how to pay bond. It's everywhere how we can pay bond. The things that unlimited solution is in research aid. We have found other than those these ways or these structures or these strategies is or make a limited solution in Azo. Aziko, you cannot get them anywhere. Aziko, YouTube, Aziko, Makuma, socials, Aziko now. But we have found out that there are other ways. Labantu abangasebenzisa ukuze bakwazi ukupay their bond faster. We also find out indlela zokuthi abantu how can they be involved with my properties. Kuningi ama-properties indlela eziba involved ngawo or flipping obani or student accommodation kuningi. But us as unlimited solution, this is abantu who are interested ukwazi kangcono ngalokho ukuthi if I want to be part of this, what are the things that I'm supposed to be doing? And okunye futhi before kuthiwa uphele sizabantu ngiyacabanga ukuthi abanye bethu bayazi abanye abazi. We starting isizini yebull run. If ngikhuluma ngebull run, abantu bama-cryptos, they will know what I'm talking about. But now we're not like any other one. As if you never lose your money if uhamba ngendlela esikufundisa ngakhona. That's what we assure you about. There are many people who have been scammed in cryptos, but ingakho okusenza ukuthi let us help abantu ngendlela okuyiyona and give them and guide them ukuthi if you can do it by yourself, but it's so guided ukuthi what are the platform, where do you buy? I mean,
thank you.
Decentralized ofuneke uwasebenzise kakhulu. Already it has been started bull run. 2024 to 2025 is a bull run where cryptocurrency it goes crazy. Abanye baya 10x, abanye baya 1000x, it just depends. But those are the things that you need to learn. Someone else must help you. If I'm interested, but I don't know how. So unlimited solution is here to help. Ibhurani yaqala manje siyabona ukuthi all along imali esifakile bezithulo zinganyakazi. But just because ibhurani yaqala and Trump useqalile naye futhi is a man who is behind. And this guy is also lower South Africa, the guy who is one of the richest guys in the world.
Okay, Elon Musk, can I hold you there?
Yes,
Elon Musk?
Yes.
Yeah, because
yes,
I think we are already 4 minutes. We want to give other people a chance. How do people get hold of Unlimited Solutions?
It's in number. It's 082 432 7790.
Yes.
082 432 7798.
Yes. Fantastic.
Ngiyabonga
Sisi,
kakhulu,
put the
Baba
number
Nkosi.
on the chat box. Put it on the chat box. Great work we are doing, Unlimited Solutions. Thank you. Let's
Thank you
get
so much,
Cuban
Baba.
Technology. Thank you. Cuban Technology Cave.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
2 minutes starts now.
Am I audible?
Very audible. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. Our president, igama uNhlakanipho Sibisi. I come from the company Cuban Technology Cave. We're in the ICT space. We're also solving a problem which we discovered in 2019, as our statistics have been telling us ukuthi iy'ngane zethu get kidnapped at least 4 of them a day, especially lezi ey'phuma emalokishini ezigibela mode of transport which we use the name Omalume. So we have innovated a device which works with an app whereby ingane uma ithathwa umalume ekuseni i-report kumzali, uma eshiya umalume iphinde futhi report. Currently, we've been one of the shortlisted candidates with Itala, since we still trying to get more funding so that we can manufacture the final product. We have finally found some sponsors through Moses Kotane Institute to get our patents done. We currently hold the trademark and the provisional IP. We're going to be presenting on the 22nd in the Oval in Durban as one of the shortlisted candidates. We are based in Pietermaritzburg, Mbali, where the innovation came from. La besibona khona iy'ngane ezinye ziyasala esikoleni, ezinye ziba sey'ngozini, and parents really get told late. Ezinye, they are not fortunate. So that's where the innovation came from. We are working with EFM from China, which we've worked with from 2014 when when the business started. So we are based in Pietermaritzburg at Mbali Youth Enterprise Park. I will share more details on our address and how you can get a hold of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tumdai. Very, very good. Please support our brother. Anybody else who wants to say something? We are giving you a chance. Sell yourself, sell your business. Cebo Mzinyane.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cebo Mzinyane. I'm a founder of Monarchia Academy, which is based at Lindelani. So basically, in Location Lindelani, which is just a township like every other townships. When I went to varsity, I saw a huge gap between us underprivileged children and the privileged one. So basically, Monarchia is trying to close that gap in terms of information sharing and what. So Monarchia is developing children in townships through sports, academics, and arts and recreation. Maybe to make an example about the gap that I'm talking about. So in township, we are doing like 7 subjects, of which life orientation, LO, Masekubalama point, ayibalo. Then go a challenge must apply at a park because Balama points, others like schooling at Ngonywana zona. Then the subject maybe out 10. Lapho mhlawumbe include sports, include arts and recreation, visual arts, okuyizinto ezingekho thina ey'koleni kulezi zikole lezi esifundiswa nawo. And lawo ma-subjects ayabalwa mase kubalwa ama-point makiwe lotos varsity. So I saw a gap even like in terms of adapting university from township and village area, like rural areas. So I want to, okay, let us maybe create a platform where we'll be able to share information to township and rural kids. There's what develop from young age, from primary school up until high school. It's varsity well developed, and so we provide them tutors and what. So this is a non-profit company registered as CIPC. So due to financial struggles, but applications now so it's okay because last nine is 45 and abazali bazo abasebenzi start initiate skills development as focus abazali. So currently skills development efundisa abazali ukuthunga. So sithunga ikipa, sithunga amaphinifa, amaduku. So kune company esixhasile from India eyenza i-fabric, they ship yarn from India. It's a South Africa, so they donate fabric to us and and so on. So that's what I'm
doing. Wow, thank you so much, my brother. Very, very interesting. I think you must, keep in touch and make sure that you're part of the network, your BRICS group of countries. I'll talk through that at the end of this session. We will end at 6:15. I want anybody else who still has something to say, please raise your hand. It's your chance to tell us what do you do. This is Entrepreneurship Month. Malu Vovo.
Sanibona Mobeni. Igama Badungile Mvovo. I'm from Port Shepstone, originally from the Eastern Cape. Thank you for the opportunity, Nokosi. Yokuzokhuluma la. Basically, my background is accounting in internal auditing, but I left my boss 10 years ago to try my hand in various businesses. So what I'm currently busy now is e-biz behaving. We are a group, I think we are five women at the moment. Abathole i-opportunity yokuthola ama beehives, about 100 beehives that was donated. They were donated by a company in Joburg through UNISA. So we are currently running that. So what I've learned get bees, the importance of bees in the ecosystem and just to human survival in general. So we got training, it was basic training. So basically training ourselves. So we appreciate any opportunity, obviously, to grow the industry and get land and get exposure to the field behaving. So I'm just going to highlight the points that I've learned about these. But they are pollinators, which is the pollination. It allows the plants to reproduce. Basically, there's a saying: without bees, we are extinct as human beings. So that's how important bees are for human survival. The process bees is responsible for 1/3 of the world's food production. Is the producer nearly 90% of the wild plants, 75% of what we eating the plants. So bees are very important, and besides producing honey, there's royal jelly for health because products, a lot of products are made from royal jelly. There's pollen as well, which is part of our high quality food as human beings. So there's also byproducts because like your cosmetics these days are made out of honey from bees. There's also beeswax, propolis, and other ones. So thank you, Nokosi, for the opportunity. We are based in Port Shepstone, and if you have any questions, we can reach out to 081-523-1836. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Malu. Great entrepreneurs in Port Shepstone. Renkonyeni is truly supporting a lot of entrepreneurs. We've seen that. And thank you, Sis Malu, for your great work. Anybody else who's got something to say? 1:02. This is your platform. It's very interesting. This is an entrepreneurship platform. Akekho umuntu owenza ibhizinisi ofuna ukukhuluma ngebhizinisi lakhe bawethu iminute nje asho ukuthi Hey, mina ngidayisa amakinati.
Bathabile ucela ukukhuluma uthi isandla siphakamiseke.
Okay, Bathabile, unmute ke. Bathabile, unmute. Ngiyazi uniform yesikole isikhathi sakho lesi. Tell us. Bathabile sobuye sibuye kuwena asize ngoThami quickly siphambe isikhathi. Thami, your hand is up. Okay. Gloria Sibongile Mokone.
Hi, Nonkosi Ngiyabonga for the opportunity, but I'm still preparing e-website. I think mina I specialize in taxation. I'll just come in with my SMEs just to assist them ukuthi mangabe be comply nanoma mabefuna ama-funding to prepare the financial statement and all those sorts of things. Igama le company is from Monarem Forensic Auditors. Thank you.
Thank you, Sisi. Once you are ready, we'll have another opportunity as well. Utami, you have your hand in. Are you able to unmute to talk to us? Cindy, there's some noise behind you. I'm not sure they want to talk. Okay. Doesn't look like Tammy is coming either, nor Cindy there. I'm opening the opportunity for the last time. If there's anyone, Mamu Umkize, are you now able to open Kabazel?
Yes.
I will take up a minute and a half.
Sanbonan. Ubathabile Mkhize okhulumayo.
Khuluma Kabazela siglalele sis.
Ubathabile Mkhize uthunga ama
Sis Batabile, you're battling with your network there. Open the photo khuluma sis.
Ubathabile Mkhize usebenzela eSavannah Park. Sithunga ama-uniform esikole. Sithunga ama-golf t-shirt.
Good.
Sithunga ama-tracksuit. Sithunga izikhindi lokuthiwa obhuluku eskate kwey'ngane. Sithunga yonke into yesikole, sithunga obhaka, sithunga everything, sithunga ama-blazer. Sisebenzela eSavannah Park. Njengoba kuzovulwa iy'kole nje zonke iy'kole. Inamba yabathabile ithi 072 91 4 66 33. Sisebenzela eSavannah Park.
Muhle kakhulu umsebenzi kaSisibathabile ngiyawazi ngengaya ngiyo-addressa Amambo, i-youth yamambo ePine Town, and she's been doing a phenomenal work. Please support her. Tammy, you are back with your hand.
Thank you.
Uyakwazi ukukhuluma?
Ngathi ngiyayivakala yini na?
Hayi awushaye ke ngemfushane mfowethu. Kade sikulindile.
Oh, ngiyabonga. Ngibingelele kakhulu Nonkosi. I'll be just short and brief. Business yami it's Elated Designs. It deals with interior decorations, built-in cupboards, wardrobes, ceiling fittings, for all kinds of designs. With flooring, including epoxy flooring, tile flooring, based in Mpumalanga. From Swaziland, but I'm based in Mpumalanga at the moment.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Siyabonga kakhulu bathola kanjani abantu? What's your number?
Inombolo yami ithi 078 188 6710.
Okay. Thank you so much, Puti. Put it there on the chat box as well. I appreciate your great work. Last one, Mbalenhle Mutuping.
Beautiful afternoon. I trust everyone as well. Umbalenhle Muputing on her end. I sell
just a second. We also actually Mbali nonke. We always prefer abantu uyiveze ukuthi at least ubone ukuthi ubani. Then
My apologies. Ukuthi bengibhizi nomsebenzi wasendlini so bengibona ngekho
Sure.
presentable ngiyaxolisa.
Sure.
Igama Umbalenhle Muphuting and I sell organic health supplements. Kwi-program yethu ke we don't only sell the product kuphela, but we also offer value by putting you on a free online fitness class. We also put you on a mental wellness class emahala whereby we train your mind, we prepare your mind because it's your understanding ukuthi ukugula. It also takes its toll on a person mentally. So we've got a program for mental wellness. We've also got a free program for physical wellness, which is an online fitness class to anyone who then buys our products from us. So that is how we offer value to the market. In number, I'm going to leave it in the comment section if you want to learn more about our products.
But banike nje abanye ukuthi ithini ngoba vele uzoyishiya futhi so that abazokwazi ukubhala phansi.
Okay, it is 067 842 6038 for WhatsApp inquiries. And then if you would want for us to talk on phone, go about 064 515 5881. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, Sisi. Uyibhaleke lapho. Siyabonga kakhulu. Jangaza. Ubuzile la mfowethu ngecathulo just for a minute. Kusho ukuthi how do they help you? Ukuthi advertise nationally and really grow your brand.
Oh, okay, ngiyabonga Nonkosi. Okay, so what are we doing at the moment? Working with various fashion companies or outlets ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sibe ne-partner sikwazi ukuthi sifake iy'cathulo zethu so currently like eThekwini there's a school uniform shop bayibiza school wear express, you know, eku 38 Prince Edward Street. That's where we just had a partnership with the school wear shop. I said we want anyone in the province, I mean in the 9 provinces, distributor, they contact us. Terms and condition, but we want school uniform suppliers. You know, and you know, we need to work together, my sister. Was good to see supply manufacturer. But if we can find uniform manufacturers now, I know it's not always easy, but fashion shops in everywhere in the country. But Upoti is welcome to contact or mhlambe nashi number yakho ukwazi ukukhuluma sponsor na spread kanjani. Ngibonile kukhona ubhuti futhi lapha nothe une umuntu amazela lapha Fixbag on a uniform manufacturing uniform ongathanda partnership. Izinto esifuna ukusebenza ngazo kakhulu ngoba this is how the brand is going to spread. Nonkosi.
Thank you so much, Jangaza. Siyabonga kakhulu mfethu. Sebenza omuhle and push the great work. I think sesifinyelele at the end of our session because I think many people have had a chance. And I could see ukuthi abanye basashiyeka kahle ukuthi bazositshela ukuthi bazokwenzani, but we'll all the time, ever so often open up this opportunity because we want you to talk about yourself, advertise what you do, truly want to give you support. Here is the announcements. On the 22nd of November, this coming Friday, we are launching a Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Very important initiative indeed. For us as Amandla Omnotho and for you as our members, because we want to make sure that you are truly part and parcel of this very, very, very important initiative where in the evening, so I'm not going to, we'll talk more about what's going to be happening and going down. Minister of Lands and Rural Development, Minister Nyoso, will be our main key speaker. The DGIC Chief Director, Mr. Tammy Klassen, will be coming through, same as Nomonde. Sisu Nomonde Shezi, she is an expert on IT systems, will be talking to us about IT in rural areas, connectivity in rural areas, and everything else that we need to talk about. Then we'll be having our own Prince Zwela Kimteto, who you know, Member of Parliament currently, a great man who's unraveling things up there to try and push for the participation of all rural people in South Africa. And then we'll be having my brother, Chris Kuz, who's going to be talking about our partnership program that we have with Stanford University in the US. You'll know some of you, we have been having that relationship, and you've been through the studies in the US last year. At the back of the relationship we have with the HBCUs, historical Black colleges and universities. And we will be having Mr. Prince Franklin Omene. We'll be flying all the way from Dubai. We visited him and his other Dubai counterparts on the basis of funding early this year. And he's the CEO of Omene Holdings, and he is a big funder. And we'll be having him on board this coming Friday. And I'm very, very excited. And our own Londo and Love will be facilitating as well during this conference. It's a one-day conference, that's 500 Rand. And we're saying we'll be closing on Tuesday. Why? Because we need to be clear with people who are attending, can be catered for, we know how they are coming. We encourage you to be there. We'll be having Dr. Godfrey Marange together with one of our brothers. I'm so excited and so looking forward to him coming, because he will be talking about organic agriculture. That's very, very important. Dr. Marange, I saw you coming here. Are you here? Just for a minute. That is Mr. Magumbe and others that will be discussing with us around what needs to be done. So there's going to be, more than anything else, there's going to be a discussion on how to position this rural chamber. Dr. Marange, I see your mic is open. Just say a word.
Yes,
for a
my
minute.
brother, greetings.
Yes.
Greetings to all of you. Greetings, and I've got good news that our partner, Maker GmbH, who are licensed also to supply to pharmaceutical companies, will be coming to South Africa. And myself and my brother Guguletu will be visiting certain farms where already some of the farmers have ordered turmeric for growing, and also other herbs that are going to be grown, so that we perfect signage with them in exporting the things to Germany. We have got now a huge network in Germany together with my brother Guguletu there. Thank you. I'm looking forward to meeting all and sundry on the 22nd.
Thank you so much. We'll be hitting the road running there. We can't wait for that session truly, because we know it's going to change a lot of people's lives. And then the 28th of November, we are in the conference by one young man who's member of Amandla Omnotho, actually. That's not our conference. We're supporting that conference. I'm invited as a speaker. That conference will be featuring Vusi Tembegwayo and myself and other 2 or 3 speakers. We'll be talking about rebuilding South Africa's economy. 28th, you will see it. It's on all socials. We did share it on our platform as well. Give it the support. Then take note of this. It's very important. 27th to the 29th of March next year, I have been privileged to be appointed as the chair of BRICS on food security, which is an honor. We have therefore started to prepare for the biggest conference next year on the 27th to the 29th of March, where we'll be talking Agriculture, Investment and Trade Summit. This conference is organized by African Investors Council. Believe you me, this is a great platform we're creating for you. The main focus will be women entrepreneurs in the agricultural space. That's why we are hoping to invite Aliko Dangote. I did mention to you here, I've had a privilege of meeting Aliko in Abuja at a time when President Zuma was still there. We discussed lots of things. He's an absolute great entrepreneur that we respect in the continent. We are hoping to get him there and many other speakers. There will be 5,000 people in attendance at that conference. When it is ICC, it's not a small conference. It's a seriously mega conference, which you need to attend. But we'll be advertising it pretty soon, so that everybody who wants to be part of it should come. Actually, we just don't want to say that everybody. We want all people, members of Amandla Omnotho from South Africa, Eswatini, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, and everywhere else, and every African who wants to progress as we rebuild Africa. So those are our announcements for today. As we close, Nomus, I see your hand is up. I think that was maybe a mistaken hand. I think we're gonna close it there, and thank you, so much. Hello.
Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Nomsa, I'm and what I do accommodation. Like when someone comes to Zim, please can they get in touch with me? I'm a woman who is trying to maneuver through all the difficulties that we have. I'm doing quite a lot of other things. I'm doing uniforms, school uniforms, linen, bed linen as well, like sheets, curtains, and so forth and so forth. And then I've put something on Amandla Omnotho yesterday for my little grandchild who is in Form 1. He tries to make some of his own pocket money, and he's doing art. And also he wants to be doing all these flyers. If there's someone who wants to support him, please can you get in touch? I put his number there. They can support the little one because I'm trying to teach them entrepreneurship as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Unfortunately, we're going to have to end it here because I was calling for many of you and you were very quiet. So we can't, unfortunately, extend it any further. We'll open another opportunity next time to get you to advertise your business and talk to us. So thank you so much. May you all have a great day. For those who are on radio, we're on Cozy Wednesdays, but we are now twice per month. And for those who are in Durban, we are on Highway Radio every afternoon at 6:30. Have a good evening. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Siyabonga Nkosi. Bye-bye.